What up, Internet? Corinne here, and you're watching my personal channel. I want to suck your blood. Just kidding. Okay, so the most requested video that I've received thus far is to do the tattoo tag video. Honestly, every time a random person asks about my tattoo, I kind of cringe a little because it's like a lot of information. It takes a long time to kind of explain. A better thing to say to someone with tattoos is, hey, I like your tattoo. And the person can be like, thanks. And then you can go along about your lives just like before and not have a 10-minute long conversation that turns all awkward with everyone regretting having broached the subject in the first place. But we are here on my personal channel, and I would love to answer some of your questions. So what I did is I went to Periscope and let people ask as many tattoo-related questions as they could think of. So I'm gonna read the questions out loud and answer them to the best of my ability. All right, first question. @Shanzi asked, when did I get my first tattoo? I got my first tattoo when I was 19. I really wanted to get one as soon as I turned 18, but then someone told me the most valuable words, well, not the most valuable that I've ever heard, but pretty valuable words of advice, which were think before you ink. So I did. I thought about it for a year. If I wouldn't have, I would have a fairy on my back instead of a mermaid. And as I got older, I relate much more with the mermaid figure because I curse like a sailor. I feel like a mermaid tattoo is more traditional in tattoo world. So I'm really happy I went with the mermaid. The tattoo, unfortunately, is not finished. I was young at the time, really didn't have a lot of money. I had actually saved up that $200 because one of those weird modeling, scouting agencies approached me somewhere in Orlando and were like, hey, have you ever thought about being a model? And I was like, maybe, but I'm too short. And they're like, no, you're not. Come to our seminar. So I went to the seminar, and then they're like, you can do it, but all you need to do is pay $200 for the pictures. Have you heard this before? Because this is a total scam. So I did. I saved up the $200, and then I realized, I'm like, this is stupid. If they really wanted me to be a model, they would just pay for my pictures to be taken. So I took the $200 and I got a big ass tattoo on my back instead. It was really funny because I told my really good friend Danielle, who actually introduced Rob and I many years later, I told her, I'm gonna go get a tattoo today. And she's like, all right, cool. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. So the next day, she's like, all right, let me see the tattoo. And I lift up my shirt and I show her the tattoo, and I thought she was gonna pass out. She couldn't believe how big it was. She thought it was gonna be like a little mermaid. Again, sadly, I never went to have it finished. Mike Sykes, if you're out there, hit me up. All right, moving on. Shasta asked, what is your favorite tattoo? I'd have to say that my favorite tattoo is this little anchor tattoo that I have on my shoulder. It says mom underneath it. Right after I had the tattoo done though, I had a dream about my mom and I showed her the tattoo in my dream and she hated it. She was always a very humble person. So to have anything like that, like in memorial of her, she just wouldn't like. It was so weird. On a related note, when I had my mermaid tattoo done, it kind of freaked her out for sure, but she liked the tattoo a ton more than the eyebrow piercing that I had. So if that says something, I don't know. All right, this is a good question. @TheBragman asked, what place on your body is the best place for your first tattoo? Your forehead. Murat Tokes said open boobs. Done. Ashley says, I like your necklace. Thanks. And then I got Sarah asking, do you want kids? Hey, that has nothing to do with tattoos. Next, we have a question that I get asked a lot. Miss Furball asked, do they hurt as much as they seem? Yes, they hurt a lot. It definitely hurts more in certain areas, but in general, it just hurts. I would say the armpit really is painful. There's only this tiny bit in there, but I felt like my whole armpit was being tattooed. My body was like shaking. Also, elbows are pretty painful. I haven't even gotten a lot of detail on my elbow, and just that little bit, that shit hurts a lot. So if you have a hard time dealing with pain, you probably don't want to get a tattoo. This is a good question from @TheBragman. Do you design your own tattoos? I don't draw out the tattoos myself because I'm not a very good drawer, but I found Instagram to be a really good resource for if you're trying to find a tattoo artist who does a style you like. I recommend going on Instagram and following as many tattoo artists as you possibly can. That's how I found Mary Joy, who did my arm piece. And it was a very collaborative effort. She's actually said to me that one of her favorite parts about tattooing is working with different people through the creative process, because obviously it's going to be on my body for a pretty long time. I don't think laser removal is an option, really, at this point. At Shanzi asked, what is my most time-consuming tattoo? And then Miss Furball asked, which is my most recent, which is the same as my most time-consuming one. Alright, so I've always been fascinated with the nighttime sky and staring at the stars and learning about constellations, yada yada yada. I know moon phases and all that stuff is super popular right now, but I for real have been wanting something like this tattooed on my body for a really long time. So after giving Mary all the input that I wanted, she designed this constellation astrology piece for me. A lot of them are astrology related because they remind me of people that I love. For instance, this little guy right here, Aries, is my nephew's sign, and my nephew is so adorable. Love him. Then on the back here I have Capricorn, which is my eldest niece and my grandmother's sign. This is Libra and Gemini. And then we have Little Kitty and Big Kitty, which represent the Little and Big Dipper. My little kitty is the one who passed away 3 years ago, and it was really sad. And I still miss her every single day. Then, of course, we have Orion's belt. Everyone can find Orion's belt in the nighttime sky, and it's been something that I've always related to as well because I can always find it so easily during the time of year that it is out and about where I live. It makes me feel comfortable and at home. What I really love about this tattoo is that each of the constellations on here are not only drawn out and super detailed and really pretty, but all the stars are accurate in each constellation. And I'm a major OCD dork, so that makes me really happy. This amount of work has taken 24 hours to complete. It's a long time. I still have about 8 more hours of work to go on this, so yeah. Sarah asked what my sign was. I'm Aquarius, so's Rob. That's why we get along so well together. We're both very stubborn and think we know everything about everything. Alright, a couple things that were not asked but I want to say before I go is if you're considering a tattoo and you're not sure what you want to get and la 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 la, consider it for a while longer. If you want to get a tattoo and people are like talking shit to you about it, like, ew, they're gonna look at you like you're a slut or that you're just trashy, but you really want the tattoo, tell those people to go sit down and not be so worried about what you do with your body. Well, there you have it. I hope you learned something from this video. Also, a big thanks to the people on Periscope who follow me and put up with my crazy drunken antics at like 2 o'clock in the morning. If you want to see crazy drunken antics, follow me on Periscope. It's a good time. And until next time, bye-bye.